Welcome to a new season of Wildly Satisfied. I'm your host, Taylor Davis, and I'm going to be really honest with you. This season took a long time to record. A lot of the episodes that you're going to listen to were recorded in October of 2024. And you might be asking, well, damn, Taylor, why did it take so long for you to put these out? Because they're an amazing guests that I have, beautiful people that I'm like, oh, I was so excited to put these episodes out. So why did it take so long? Well, as all things in life, shit happened. And I ended up going to Bali in November of 2024. And right after I recorded all of these episodes about nervous system and burnout. And it's funny because a lot of what I see in my life, in my business, I can see what's coming. So I knew burnout season for everybody was coming in the first half of 2024. And a lot of people are still feeling that way. And I was like, oh, I'm going to put it out at the beginning of the year. I'm going to do that. It's going to be at this time. I had all these plans, but it's like that. What's that saying? It's like you make plans and God laughs. And when I got back from Bali in December of 2024, when I went into the new year of 2025, let's just say there were quite a few things that broke down in my life and burned away in the best way because of something that happened in Bali, because of something that I dove into. And so I had my own burn away season, which is why it took so long to record all of these. But the episodes that you'll find in this season, oh my God, amazing people like Jenna Kennedy and Brittany Burton and Rachel Gibler from It's Fucking Spiritual, and even my own series, which this is the first time on my own platform that I have recorded my own series. And I'm going to be honest, the reason why it hasn't been just me recording my own series is because, well, some things had to burn away for me to actually find my voice again. And also because some part of me was hiding behind the scenes of other people's businesses, hiding behind the scenes of, oh my God, this person knows so much more than me, hiding behind the scenes so I didn't have to admit that, hey, I am ready for what's next. And it's terrifying. And you know what? I'm going to figure it out. So in this season, we're going to talk about happiness and burnout, satisfaction, emotional dysregulation in feminine leaders. We're going to talk about how things don't have to be perfect and how performance is dying. So we better get with the picture because I, for one, am not for performance. The fact that if you are watching this like on YouTube or wherever I posted it, you'll see a new set, because in my previous episodes, I lived in a different house and there's an entirely different set. It looked completely different. This is my home. And there's so much of me that did not want to get dressed for production, that didn't want to put makeup on, that didn't want to set up the set because I'm so just grossed out right now by performance. And at the same time, I understand how having something like this, your environment that puts you in a different perspective, allows you to see things differently and say things differently. So when you look at beautiful sets like this, when I am dressed in a way that makes me feel good, it's a very different energy than I'm performing to make it look good. So that way you guys will see me in a certain way. That's not how it is for me. This is just like, oh, this is Taylor, the wildly satisfied media owner, media platform owner, the wildly satisfied consultant, the satisfaction strategist, the speaker, and the cultural voice. And that's something very big for me that I've been stepping into. But all in all, this season and what I really wanted to focus on is the business and leadership side of things. That's what this season is all about, and how in integrity leadership is very few and far between. You know, take it from someone who I have been on the back ends of dozens of people's businesses, major brands, people that you know, and I've seen where things are out of integrity, to the point where I've even joked that nothing out of integrity survives me, and it's not funny when that actually happens and everything breaks down because of it, or burns away. So I'm going to go into a little bit of my own experience and something that I call the collapse and recovery cycle, something that while I have been witnessing so much of the world go through burnout and burning things down and things burning away and systems breaking down, which can be incredibly beautiful. Since I've been going through that, I've really witnessed a lot of patterns that are the true problem versus just the burnout being the symptom. I have experienced so much in the realm of being on the receiving end of emotional dysregulation in feminine leadership and really seeing where things are performing on the front end and falling apart on the back end. And I am totally here to rip that out, because we can't have one persona of this is what's happening and make it look polished and perfect. And then on the back end, it's not like that. Also, in the realm of performance, you're going to possibly hear things kick on in my home and make noises and have noises outside, because this is the reality of filming in your home. It's not a perfect studio. I'm not performing. You're going to have the air kick on, because I'm sorry, I am not just like sweating my ass off while I record these. And you're going to hear bugs outside and maybe somebody knock on my door. I don't know, but it's because it's real. Like, I'm not in a studio. This is not a performance. This is just me, and you get to witness that. And so the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because it's not perfect. And as someone who has been, like I said, on the back end of so many businesses, I have seen how performance poisons so much in a business. How people stand behind one statement of, I'm a spiritual leader, or, I'm shifting to God, or from spirituality, or, oh, I'm an intimacy coach, and yet they can't get intimate with their own faults and their own shadows. I have seen how what we say and the actions that we have completely broken down businesses, personalities, friendships, relationships of all kinds, because what we say and how we behave have to be in alignment. They have to be in integrity. You can say one thing, but your actions being a completely different version of you is not okay anymore. And so a lot of that dysfunction, a lot of that disconnection, a lot of the being out of integrity with what you say and how you act, that is what causes a lot of burnout and a lot of collapse and recovery. So like I said, this season is going to be a lot about burnout, a lot about collapse and recovery. I have amazing guests as well as some solo episodes myself. We're going to dive into human design in some episodes, so make sure to dive into that. We're going to be going into, systems of business, leadership, the standards that we set, being a CEO, and how to show up in a way that is actually in integrity. And we're going to be talking about cultural shifts that need to happen, because if we are going to build businesses and lifestyles that are sustainable and satisfying and successful in a way that honors us intuitively, not somebody else's version of, what satisfied looks like, not somebody else's version of what, success looks like. It's not someone else's version, it's yours. And if we're going to build these things and they're going to last, they're going to be sustainable, we need to get really honest about what we're not supposed to be doing anymore, because we've been following someone else's way, someone else's version of what that looks like, someone else's funnel plan or business model or anything like that. And we're going to talk about systems, we're going to talk about strategies, we're going to talk about human design, we're going to talk about feminine leadership, branding, business, all the things. But burnout and emotional dysregulation and living a wildly satisfying life is what is on the docket. So if that is something that really calls to you, obviously you're here, so it does. But I want to hear your questions. I want to hear what's coming up for you. I want to hear your own experience, because while you might be watching this, this is just me sharing what I know, and I'm not about gatekeeping. I will give it all away if I need to, because I want you to be able to move through what's next, and screw all the people who are like, well, you have to buy my $10,000 program to be able to do that. It's like, no, I'm really in like a fuck the system type of energy, I swear. I'm like, I hate burning down all of the ways that people have said you have to do business, or the ways that you have to show up in your life. I'm all about feminine business. We want freedom and pleasure and sustainability, honoring our masculine, our feminine, and you know what? No more waiting around, because big things are coming in the world and we better prepare. No more living in survival strategies. No more burning things down. No more burning out. No more saying we're going to do one thing and then our actions say otherwise. No more being out of integrity. We are going to call ourselves up. We are going to build a business and a lifestyle that is satisfying, successful, and sustainable. And I know that's you, because you are here. So let's begin.